In the beginning, God created God the heaven and the earth, the heaven and the earth. And God said, and God said, light, and there was light, and there was light. And God said, the water began unto a firmament, and let the dry land appear. And God called the dry land earth.
Shalawam, shalawam.
Shalawam on this beautiful Wednesday. About to crack open this beautiful book. Go ahead, Lord. Do your thing.
Shalawam. Shalawam, everybody. Kawada for joining us tonight.
Come
Our subject tonight is going to be graft in, right? The reason why wanted to bring this out because a lot of our people always want to make excuses to try to bring these other nations into the fold. So they're bringing, you know, certain chapters to try to maneuver to try and bring these heathens into the fold. I don't understand after all these nations have done to us. Why would you want to even have them in the kingdom with us? Haven't they shown you enough? Haven't they beaten you down enough? I just, it's disappointing and it's very depressing to see our people like Christian apologists and the Christian church try to use certain scriptures to try to bring these people into the fold. And it's our job to tear down the strongholds or whatever they're trying to use according to scripture, right? Whatever they're trying to use to try to include our oppressors. That's not just dealing with Esau, that's dealing with all nations, man. All nations. Because they all had a part in our downfall. And they all treat us bad. You have the Asians in these Asian stores with this hair beating down our women. So they're included also. Got the East Indians selling all type of trash to us in these stores. It ain't just Esau. It's mainly Esau because he's the one that had us in captivity and slavery. But we got to stop trying to include these people into our tree. We got to stop trying to graft these people into our tree. When you plant a seed, I don't care where you plant it at. Whatever comes from that, you cannot add nothing to that. It's going to be that tree. Okay? You can't take an apple tree and put it towards a pear tree. It's not going to work. Okay? Is there anything you want to add on one?
Yeah, I mean, you can't even, and this could be proven with science and with scripture, you can't even take a seed of an orange and a seed of an apple and try to combine them.
Huh?
They come from two different plant classes. They grow differently. The whole nervous system of that tree is different.
That's right.
They're both fruits, right? But we'll get into that through the scriptures. We'll get into that. Watch.
So that togetherness thing, it never been with the Most High.
I mean, Salak, just to say this, the enemy, the adversary, all these other nations, in the midst of trying to tell you, oh, they could be grafted in, sometimes they try to confuse you by using spirituality to allow them to be grafted in, and at times they go back into the flesh to justify that they could be grafted in. For some reason, my family is so and so, or my father is so and so, but no. Or they come at you, well, Paul said this. Come on, brother. Like using spirituality to allow yourself to be grafted in. You talking about the spirit world coming into the physical world. But I digress, man. Go ahead.
Lord, that's so true. And you brought up Paul, and it's usually Paul's writings that they refer to when it comes to everything.
It's the Pauline
everything comes
doctrine.
out of Paul's doctrine. Everything.
Pauline doctrine.
Yeah, it's just. I mean, you don't never see them go to the Old Testament.
No.
They're trying to bring out a doctrine. It's always the new, so-called New Testament. Always. So let me get Genesis. I want to start somewhere in the Old Testament. Right? Let me get Genesis, the 11th chapter, real quick.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? Because the Most High never wanted us to be together.
Mm-hmm.
Never. There's no way you can graft nobody in. There's no way you can join with another nation and nothing like that. Everybody was separate, man. Everybody. You can go to Genesis, the 10th chapter, which we're not going to go into, right? And see how he separated the sons of Noah and made them into nations, right? So let's start at 11, right? Let's start at the first verse. I don't want.
Genesis chapter 11, verse 1. And the whole earth was of one language and of one speech.
So stop right there. What do you see here in America?
Everybody speaking the same main language.
Same language, same speech. All right. But you do have other nations that have different languages. You do.
But the
But when
primary
you come
language,
here, you better learn English.
and proof of that is when you ask to be a citizen, you have to renounce all other citizenship.
Con,
So you under their ban, and that means that you have to speak English to make it out of here.
con. Don't they go before a magistrate and become a citizen?
Yeah.
That's
Con.
renouncing.
You renouncing all other your nationality, well, citizenship to other countries.
Con.
Let's use the correct terms.
Salaki, I don't want. Let me block this person. Yeah. Sure.
But I'm going to keep going.
Right.
Genesis
So-
11, verse 2.
Yep.
Right?
Con.
And it came to pass as they journeyed from the east, and they found a plain in the land of Shinar, and they dwelt there.
Mm-hmm. Read on.
And they said one to another, Go to, let us make brick and burn them thoroughly. And they had brick for stone, and slime had they for mortar.
So they was making brick, right, to build something, right?
Mhm.
Okay. Read on.
Verse 4. And they said, Go to, let us build us a city and a tower.
Let us build a city and a tower. This is what you see right here. Building cities and building what? Towers.
Towers.
You got an obelisk over there in Washington, right? Same thing. You got towers, buildings. Sears Tower, Empire State Building, right? All these huge buildings. Read on.
Whose top may reach unto heaven.
Mhm.
Let us make us a name, lest we be scattered abroad upon the face of the whole earth.
Unless we be scattered abroad, which is supposed to be in your own lands, but you wanted to come together, right? And be as one. Okay? This is America. Right? This is America. If you look at it, this is the same thing going on today. There's nothing new under the sun. Same thing. Read on, King.
And the Lord came down to see the city and the tower, which the children of men builded.
Salaki, which one you in? Read 6. Oh no, you're right. You're right, Salaki.
Now, verse 6. And
Read
the
5
Lord-
again.
Read 5.
again.
And the
Salaki.
Lord came down to see the city and the tower, which the children of men build.
See that? The children of men. The children of men, meaning the Gentiles. The children of men. Because we are the sons of what? The Most High, the sons of Yahweh. Right? That's who we are. So read on, King.
Verse 6. And the Lord said, Behold, the people is one, and they have all one language, and this they begin to do.
Mhm.
And now nothing will be restrained from them, which they have imagined to do.
So that's why the Most High don't want us to be together. We are a special people. The Most High don't want us dwelling with these other nations, because what happens? We usually wind up following what? Other gods, following their customs, doing what they're doing, going into sin, right? He don't want us join with them. We are the righteous ones. We're supposed to be the ones that's doing what the book tells us to do, following the commandments. But you see that same thing here in America. The same thing is going on. That we what? Follow these other nations. And the Most High don't want that. That's how we know that he wanted to separate. Okay? Anything else you want to add on one?
No, go ahead.
Okay. Go ahead. Or read on.
Now, verse 7.
Mhm.
Go, let us go down, and there confound their language,
Hmm.
that they may not understand one another.
See,
Speech.
when you confound the languages, or when you control the language, you usually control the people. That's the first thing they took away from.
I mean, when you look at the tree of righteousness of the Lord when he appeared to Moses, right?
Mm-hmm.
It didn't have one branch; it had many branches,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Mhm.
And these people, like we just read, everybody wants to come together, and in the midst of coming together, the adversary could confound the people by telling them to do whatever they want because
Yep.
they're making you speak one language.
Yep.
Everybody knows it, or it's easy to just like sheep in a or fish in a barrel. It's easy to just pick them off.
Kind. Because the thing about it is, if you have another language, you're able to strategize because they don't know that language. But you have to learn English here in America. You have to become an American. You can't become here and tomorrow, because that's why the white folks get mad when they see our so-called brothers, the Latinos, talking in what?
Spanish. Yeah.
In Spanish. They get upset about it. Why?
But
They think they plotting. They scared. They like, oh, you can't
and,
talk like that.
and you know what's funny is the fact that you as a, let's say, Edomite, you Spanish and the Spanish language came from your people on Europe. It's not even my people, the Hispanic people that we know, Israelites. It's like native language. So you're getting mad at me for a language your forefathers forced me to learn
That's
to
right.
survive. And now I'm using it and you hate me for that? Come on,
Huh?
man. Make that make sense.
That's hypocritical. That's that don't make sense at all.
But that's why Esau has no idea who he is because he goes across the world and grabs every nationality,
Every
every
nationality.
custom, and at the end he doesn't even know who he is. But he's mad at you because you sticking to what you know and who you are.
Huh?
And you want that type of evil seed to be in your family. Nah, most I wouldn't allow that
Huh?
type of madness.
And the thing about it, most people want to be separated. Most people do. When you go to those countries, those people are in their own land doing their own thing. The dang on Arabs, East Indians, all of them, pretty much doing their own thing. They come here to make money, of course, but they still
Mm-hmm.
separate themselves.
Mm-hmm.
They don't hang out with us.
No,
You know what I'm saying? They
no,
don't hang out with white people.
like
They go to their own places, just like white folks go to their own place. They go in their own places, but
I'll tell you this: like East Indians. Well, I would say, you know, the Indians with the dot on the forehead.
mhm,
We went to me and a brother Karatazar. We went to um a restaurant in Brooklyn.
mhm,
We went in there. People stopped talking, Lord. They're like, well, what they
yeah,
do? They looked at us like, what we doing here? Me and him, we was like, okay, we're just gonna get out of here because
yeah,
we don't fit in, even though we
yeah,
have all melanated skin. They didn't see that dot in the forehead. They're like, nah, these are not
mhm,
our people.
mhm,
So automatically, it's like there's a gap that can't be crossed. Now we have our people that want to graft in Esau.
Yes.
who doesn't even look nothing like us, has nothing in common, but you want him to come in and be grafted into Israel. Nah. No. Don't make no sense, Lord.
Mainly Esau. Mainly Esau. But it's whoever they embrace or whoever they become friends with. Then they start fighting for them. They'll start fighting for those people because that's the mindset we have. We are children of God. We love people. We do. We love. That's just us. We love, man. God don't love everybody. No.
Nope.
But that's in our spirit to love. But we love in the wrong thing.
And the wrong people.
In the wrong, that's what I'm saying. We love in the wrong thing. We should love our own people. But we love these other nations.
I say our people should love our own people as much as they buy them Jordans and line up for them. If you love our people the same intensity, man, we be in a different place.
Man, for real. If we just think if we all was together.
Those that keep the law, believe in the Most High.
But if we was all together, joined as one, how powerful that would be. We'd be like transformers. You know what I'm saying? Can nobody stop us?
Oh man.
Period.
Who believe harder than us?
Exactly.
Just
read number 9. I don't want
verse. No, there's verse 8, Lord.
Okay, read 8.
Genesis 11, verse 8, and it says, "So the Lord scattered them abroad from thence upon the face of all the earth, and they left off to build the city."
See that? The Most High scattered. That's what he wanted. He wanted the separation. That's separation right there. Read on.
Therefore is the name of it called Babel.
Called what?
Called Babel.
Babel means what? Confusion. That's what they want. They want confusion. Exactly what they have here in America. They want confusion.
That's why to babble also is to speak in name things. That makes no sense. You're talking, but nothing of substance is coming out. I mean, you babbling.
Yeah, all that babbling. You know what I'm saying? Finish that up, I don't want.
Therefore is the name of it called Babel, because the Lord did there confound the language of all the earth, and from thence did the Lord scatter them abroad upon the face of all the earth.
See that? Scattered them abroad from on the face of the earth. Give me Matthew 25. And like father, like son. Like father, like son. Same thing is going to happen when the Mashiach Yahweh come through.
Matthew 25 and what?
And 31. Same thing is going to happen.
Matthew 25 and verse 31. When the Son of Man shall come in his glory, and all the holy angels with him, then shall he sit upon the throne of his glory, and before him shall be gathered all nations, and he shall separate them one from another, as a shepherd divided.
He said he's going to separate them. And people talking about, Most High don't talk about division. He want everybody to be together. That's what he said right there. Could you read that again for me? I don't want to.
Matthew 25, verse 32. And before him shall be gathered all nations, and he shall separate them one from another, as a shepherd divideth his sheep from the goats.
See that? The sheep from the goats. Who's the sheep?
Israel.
Let's prove that though. Let's go. Chapter's over. 15.
Wait, Shalak, say that again.
Couple chapters over. 15, 24.
15, 24.
Who's the sheep? He's going to separate the sheep from what?
Matthew 15 and 24.
Yep.
But he answered and said, I am not sent but unto the lost sheep of the house of Israel.
The lost sheep of the house of Israel. Those are the sheep. He's going to divide the sheep from the goats. And who's the goats? Goats is the heathen, these other nations.
Yeah.
And he's going to put them in their place, right? Where are they supposed to be? He's going to put them. But first, you got to do some dirt. You got to do some duty. You got to come build a kingdom. You know what I'm saying? You got some work to do.
Yo.
Right? So, let's go to Leviticus. I don't know if you want to do this one.
Leviticus 19 and 11.
Yep. You
Good.
can start there. You can start there. Leviticus 19. Now, we're going to go here because this is talking about the seed. Actually, go to 15 right quick. Leviticus 15. And let's go to 16.
16.
Yep.
Leviticus 19, verse 16. Thou shalt not go up and down as a talebearer among thy people.
It's like it. Leviticus 15 and 16.
15 and 16.
Mm-hmm.
Leviticus chapter 15, verse 16.
Mm-hmm.
And if any man's seed of copulation go out from him, then he shall wash all his flesh in water and be unclean until the even.
See that? So we're talking seed here. A man has seed. Right? A man has seed. That's all I wanted the people to understand. The man has seed. Not the woman, the man. Okay? So when the fake Jews talk about they come through their mother and all that, you come through your father. Man's seed. And we about to bring this out right here. Leviticus 19. I don't want to go ahead.
So,
Want me to read it?
yeah, go ahead.
Now, you want me to go to 19 just to get to the point on?
You go straight to the point.
Okay. Con. It's the book of Leviticus, chapter 19, verse 19. Ye shall keep my statutes. Thou shalt not let thy cattle gender with a diverse kind. Thou shalt not sow.
Salah, right there. Thou shalt not let thy cattle that. Read that again.
Ghana 1, verse 19. Ye shall keep my statutes.
Yes.
Thou shalt not let thy cattle gender with a diverse kind.
Okay, hold it right there. Now, remember, we read to Matthew 25 and 32, right? He's going to separate the sheep from the goats, right?
Huh?
Well, aren't sheep and goats diverse kinds?
Bring it out, kid.
In the Old Testament, we just read it. He's not going to allow two kinds of animals to mingle with each other.
That's right.
And we're talking about in the flesh, but those animals in the law, when you combine it with what Yahweh said, you can understand that the goats are heathens and the sheep is Israel. And Most High even said he don't want us to mix with other nations. Leviticus 20 and 26, I have severed you. That means he cut us off. He said, nah, y'all can't deal with these people. All these other nations, they trash. I want you to deal with your people, ourselves, and me and Yahweh. That's it. Now keep reading.
Kind of one. Start from the top again. You shall keep my statutes. Thou shalt not let thy cattle gender with a diverse kind.
Keep going.
Thou shalt not sow thy field with mingled seed.
You're not supposed to take seeds from oranges and apples and put it in the same place. The Most High is not the author of confusion. We saw that in Genesis 11 and 6. He separated all nations. He separated every seed of Adam. No, it's like seed of Abraham, as father of nations.
Okay.
So you separated us. And you people want to say, oh, we got to bring these other nations together with us. They're gonna no. Most High just told us in the animal kingdom, everything is separate. Even when you're planting food on your farm, it's in order.
Mhm.
Keep reading.
Salaki, you got to remember, we are in what we just read, Babylon, the land of confusion. So guess what
Mhm.
they're gonna try to do? They're gonna confuse you and make you feel like it's okay to mingle the seeds.
No,
You're not supposed to be doing that.
no.
You're supposed to do what the Most High told us to do. He said, "You shall keep my statutes." That's what he said in 19
Mhm.
from the beginning,
Mhm.
right? So, like it. I'm gonna read from the top again because that's a this verse says it all. You don't have to go no more. We can just close this book and be done with the class. Honestly.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
19.
Now we
It
keep going.
says, "You shall keep my statutes. Thou shalt not let thy cattle gender with a diverse kind.
The diverse kind.
Thou shalt not sow thy field with the mingled seed."
With the mingle seed, that means even today this applies because Monsanto they create GMO seeds and you're not supposed to plant it.
Doing
That's
that.
a law from the Most High right there.
Right?
2,000 years ago, he
No,
wrote that law. Most
we
High
don't know
gave us
what
that law.
we're eating today. It's crazy. You know, it looks like it, but it really ain't.
It really ain't.
You know, so it
Keep
says,
going.
"Neither shall a garment mingle of linen and woolen
And woolen.
come upon thee."
And people might ask, for people that don't know, why God decreed that you cannot make a garment of different fabrics or different fabrics like linen and wool is
Yeah.
because those fabrics have different frequencies.
Mhm.
And some of them, if you mix them and a fire break out, wool, a woolly sweater, if something burns and the house burns, that woolly sweater will protect you from the fire. It's fire retardant.
Mhm.
Linen is not. Linen is just as retardant also, but it's made for the summer.
Mhm.
People don't understand. The most time when he said that, he's saying that yo, you wear this linen during the summer, it'll be cool, you'll stay dry, you'll be pleasant in my eyes, and that fabric is the fabric of life itself. It's made from plants. So that means that when you're wearing it,
Mm.
you're clean and you communicate better with the Most High. Okay. There's so many, this goes at levels, but go
Man,
ahead, Lord.
that's a beautiful thing. That's a beautiful thing. You gotta understand everything that we do, the Most High gave to us to be what? Successful. The way we eat, it's all about success there. Okay?
Good.
It's all about success because you eating all these unnatural foods, this pig and stuff, that goes inside of your body, right? And it tears you down.
And imagine, like Sister Wanda says, cotton is made of seeds. Now think about it. Linen is made of flax, and you have different garments and different, even goat's hair and sheep's hair. They all depend on agriculture. If you
Mm.
grow good crops of cotton, man, you got
Hmm.
premium cotton. You could make people pay premium prices,
Hmm.
and you got good linen, and you got people working that linen and making it look good. And if your animals eat good, like the sheep and the goat, they give you good good wool.
Hmm.
It's all connected back to the Most High. You can't. That's what the Most High is saying. You cannot mix these two. I made them for a specific purpose. If you start mixing stuff, you basically disrespecting the Most High.
Okay. Okay. And let me say this. I just came off of meat fast. I went vegan there for a minute. Let me tell you, my body was different. My energy was different. The
Mhm.
way I slept was different. The way I thought was different. I'm gonna tell you, it's something to it.
Yeah, man. There is, because you're not babbling in your mind. Your mind is clear. You could focus on what's important. You can know what's important. And if you add now, the scriptures is easier to penetrate within your mind because your body's clean.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So I don't want to get off topic.
Yeah.
We can go. I know we can go forever with this subject. Forever, I don't want.
Good.
But let's get back to the grafting. All right.
Yeah, good.
Now, when people go to Romans 11, they got to understand what happened to Israel, and they talk about the grafting, right? Talk about the Gentiles. No Jew, no Greek, no all this. You got to understand what happened to Israel. So you have to go to the Old Testament. You have to. So let's go to the Old Testament. And for those who don't know, let's catch them up a little bit. Right? Let's go to 1 Kings, the 11th chapter. 1 Kings, the 11th chapter. And let's start at the first verse. Right? So this is talking about Solomon, right? Solomon, very wise man. Very wise king. Let me add that. Right? Very wise.
Good.
But it's something about, I hate to say it. Women are beautiful. I'm not gonna lie. Women are beautiful. And it's easy to get caught up in things like that. I look at the Bible as a learning. You learn from a lot. Females can either make you or break you. That's how I look at it. They can either make you or break you. That's why you gotta have a wise woman, a wife that's on your team, man. Because she either gonna bring you up or she gonna bring you down. That's just what it is. Okay, so let's go into it.
1 Kings chapter 11, verse 1.
Mm-hmm.
But King Solomon loved many strange women, together with the daughter of Pharaoh, women of the Moabites,
Mm.
Ammonites, Edomites, Zidonians, and Hittites,
Read on.
of the nations concerning which the Lord said unto the children of Israel, Ye shall not go into them.
Say that again. Read that one more time.
Ye shall not go into them,
Mm-hmm.
neither shall they come in unto you.
See that? You're not supposed to mix with these other nations, man.
And the key word here, Salak, the key word is ye shall not go into them. That means that you're not even supposed to go visit their house, chilling at their crib, go to their barbecue with their craft dinners with macaroni and cheese and raisins. I don't know what that's about. But stay away. They don't have no seasoning. Leave them alone.
So like something happened with the service there for a bit, but yeah, you're not supposed to be mingling. See, separation. There's separation right there again. Most I don't want us dealing with these other nations, right? So let's go to 31. Go to chapter 31.
1 Kings chapter 31.
Mm-hmm.
So like, Lord, you sure?
Oh, no. 3. I think it's 3.
1 Kings chapter 3.
Now, hold on. Let me see. 1 Kings 11 and... Uh-oh.
You just read it.
Yep. 1 Kings chapter 31. 31. 1 Kings 11 and 31. Go to 31 verse. My fault. Not 31 chapter, 31 verse.
31 verse.
Right.
First
Now
Kings
this is
chapter
going to be Salaki, other one. This is going to be a lot of reading because we need to understand what happened to the kingdom of Israel. You have to understand that, right?
First, First Kings chapter 11, verse 31.
Mm-hmm.
And he said to Jeroboam, take thee 10 pieces, for thus saith the Lord, the God of Israel, behold, I will rend the kingdom out of the hand of Solomon,
Mm-hmm.
and will give 10 tribes to thee.
So Jeroboam, Salaki. So Jeroboam is of the northern kingdom. He's of Israel, what we would consider Israel, right? That's who he's going to rule, Israel, right? Jeroboam, not going to get into it, but Jeroboam is going to rule the children of Israel. But go ahead, keep reading.
Verse 32. But he shall have one tribe for my servant David's sake,
Mm-hmm.
and for Jerusalem's sake, the city which I have chosen out of all the tribes of Israel,
Mm-hmm. Judah, read on.
because, because that they have forsaken me and have worshipped Ashtoreth, the goddess of the Zidonians,
Mm-hmm.
Chemosh, the god of the Moabites, and Milcom, the god of the children of Ammon, and have not walked in my ways to do that which is right in mine eyes,
Mm-hmm.
and to keep my statutes and my judgments, as did David his father.
Read.
Howbeit, I will not take the whole kingdom out of his hand, but I will make him prince all the days of his life for David, my servant's sake,
Mm. Read.
whom I chose because he kept my commandments and my statutes.
Mm-hmm.
Let me say one thing, Lord.
Go ahead, Alan.
See how merciful the Most High is? Because David did a good job for him. He had mercy on his son.
Huh?
Let me read, whom I chose because he kept my commandments and my statutes. But I will take the kingdom out of his son's hand and will give it unto thee, even 10 tribes. And unto his son will I give one tribe, that David my servant may have a light always before me in Jerusalem,
Mm-hmm.
the city which I have chosen me to put my name there. And I will take thee, and thou shalt reign according to all that thy soul desireth, and shalt be king over Israel. And it shall be, if thou wilt hearken unto all that I command thee, and will walk in my ways, and do that is right in my sight, to keep my statutes and my commandments, as David my servant did,
Mm-hmm.
that I will be with thee, and build thee a sure house, as I built for David, and will give Israel unto thee.
Mm-hmm.
And I will for this afflict the seed of David, but not forever. Solomon sought therefore to kill Jeroboam,
Mm.
and Jeroboam arose and fled into Egypt unto Shishak, king of Egypt, and was in Egypt until the death of Solomon.
Read.
And the rest of the acts of Solomon and all that he did in his wisdom, are they not written in the book
Of
of the
Acts.
acts of Solomon? And the time that Solomon reigned in Jerusalem over all Israel was 40 years. And Solomon slept with his fathers, and buried in the city of David his father. And Rehoboam his son reigned in his stead.
So in Rehoboam, now you got Rehoboam and Jeroboam, two leaders. He reigned in David's stead, Rehoboam, and Jeroboam was in the northern kingdoms, right? So let's go to chapter 12. It's a lot to it, right? Let's start at the 11th verse. Because If you don't know the foundation, you don't know what happened with Israel, there's no way in the world you're going to be able to understand the New Testament. There's no way. You cannot start a book in the end or the middle. You have to go to the beginning of that book and read it to see what happened and what occurred in the beginning. You miss out so much important parts when that happens. Yeah, the end might be good because that might be victorious, or it might be death, or it might be whatever, right? Whatever happened, happened, right? And in the middle, you got the climax of the story and all that kind of stuff. You know what I'm saying? It's just you got to start in the beginning to understand what happens in the end. You have to. This was set up. All of this was set up in the beginning. That Israel will reign. Israel will be separated. Israel will come back together, and we're going to rule in the kingdom. That's it. And that's going to be the end of it. Right? Period. So let's go to 12. 1 Kings 12. Let's start at 11.
1 Kings chapter 12, verse 11. And now, whereas my father did lade you with a heavy yoke,
Mhm.
I will add to your yoke. My father has chastened you with whips, but I will chastise you with scorpions. So
Read.
Jeroboam and all the people came to Rehoboam the third day, as the king had appointed, saying, Come to me again the third day. And the king answered the people roughly, and forsook the old men's counsel that they gave him,
Mm-hmm.
and spake to them after the counsel of the young men, saying, My father made your yoke heavy, and I will add to your yoke. My father also chastised you with whips, but I will chastise you with scorpions. Wherefore the king hearkened not unto the people, for the cause was from the Lord, that he might perform his saying which the Lord spake by Ahijah the Shilonite unto Jeroboam, the son of Nebat.
So Rehoboam was not listening to the aged men, right? Rehoboam, he's just off. He's just off. He's
He just
off.
listened to you, the young man. Well, we got to get more money out of these people. We make him work. Make him work harder.
Done.
We're gonna add to their burden.
Yeah. We're
Man,
gonna chastise him more. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna do even more to him than what
my daddy did.
yeah.
We're
This
gonna
is
go
how
hard.
this is us today too. Are we not?
Con.
We the same way today. Backstabbers, you know, just hating each other. No apparent reason. You know what I mean? Just this is
But
us.
I mean, there's a lot of the adversary in there, really pushing us to the brink,
Mhm.
to the point where you're on a rate, you're on the edge, like you're so stressed out. And I understand how people. That's why scriptures tell us we have to be patient. But when it comes to the adversary, I don't have to be patient. My patience ran out 400 years ago, even before I was born.
Kind, kind. Yeah, this is my people right here, man. You know what I'm saying? And we should like the brothers Adai was saying, we have to be patient.
Be patient.
You know what I'm saying? We can't be moving so fast and quickly with our brothers and sisters, like out here in the streets. When we go
Because
out here, we can't be just want to just slaughter them, not slaughter them physically or just mentally. Got to be more patient.
because people have to understand, though, we are a culture of people. Some of us have growing up around apartment complexes as kids and hear gunshots.
Hmm.
You're hearing gunshots, you're hearing screaming,
PTSD.
stop it.
Mm-hmm.
You hear people banging against walls, fighting.
Mm-hmm.
You're always on edge. You're always on edge. That's why the um slightest way to get our people is to tell them, yeah, God loves you. That's what the so-called white man does. He got you
Mm-hmm.
so shell shocked that you believe you will accept any salvation, even if it means that the enemy will be there with you. But that's not what the Lord wants for you. It doesn't want us like that for any of us. I don't want to share what I got. I'm born in Israel. I went through too much pain and suffering to allow some other nation to just squeak in because he understands the religion and follow the law. Nah,
Mm-hmm.
I can't accept that, man. You can't be grafted in at the same my same level.
Huh?
I could be a dog walking the kingdom, but you're gonna be scooping poop. That's for sure.
Yeah. Con. Con. So I want to drop down to the 16th verse. So Rehoboam is the king. Solomon made Rehoboam the king. He's the king. And who came against him? Rehoboam and the people. You know how you used to have like you on my team. What you gonna do? You gonna come with me, or you going over here? You going over here with him? All right, you gonna be with me? What you
Can you
had that?
imagine? Can you imagine the anger, the resentment, the
Yeah,
confusion between two kings of the same nation fighting?
fighting. Yep, yep. But Solomon made him the king, or made Rehoboam the king. I mean, come on. That's what it was. So you went against him, boom. Guess what you have? What do you have now? Crips and Bloods. You know what I'm saying? You have everybody want to be the leader. You
I
know,
mean,
you don't have no Indians. You just have a bunch of leaders, though. I'm this, I'm that. I mean, come on. It's crazy. Our nation.
verse 16, Lord.
Huh? Read on.
First Kings chapter 12, verse 16. So when all Israel saw that the king hearkened not unto them, the people answered the king, saying, what portion have we in David? Neither have we inheritance in the son of Jesse. To your tents, O Israel, O Israel, now see to thine own house, David. So Israel departed unto their tents.
Man, this is crazy, man. You
But
know?
you can't blame him though. Y- You can't. Like, yo, the people was like, yo, why didn't you listen to the elders? I don't understand.
That's true. That is true. But I look at it like this too, though. You know, that's very true. But he's
First,
king.
mhm.
He's king. You know what I'm saying? I mean, that's just power. You know what I mean? It's a hard situation right there. But go ahead.
Verse 17. But
Uh-huh.
as for the children of Israel, which dwelt in the city of Judah, Rehoboam reigned over them.
Mm-hmm.
Then King Rehoboam sent Adoram, who was over the tribute, and all Israel stoned him with stones that he died.
Mm-hmm.
Therefore, King Rehoboam made speed to get him up to his chariot to flee to Jerusalem. So Israel rebelled against the house of David unto this day.
See that? And keep going. We're going to read on through 21. Now, this is the part where people got to understand this is separation right here, man. Right?
And it came to pass, when all Israel heard that Jeroboam was come again,
Mm-hmm.
that they sent and called him unto the congregation
Mm-hmm.
and made him king over all Israel.
Israel.
Therefore was none that followed the house of David, but the tribe of Judah only.
Mm-hmm.
And when Rehoboam was come to Jerusalem, he assembled all the house of Judah with the tribe of Benjamin and 180,000 chosen men, which were warriors, to fight
Against.
against the house of Israel, to bring the kingdom again to Rehoboam the son of Solomon.
See that? So start right there. Right. So that's the house divided. It cannot stand, man. It can't stand. So that's what happened with Israel. Israel became two different nations. You had the northern kingdom, you had the southern kingdom, right? So those who don't know, these are the people that need to be grafted back in when you get into the New Testament. Okay? You have to be grafted back into the nation. All right. So
Just be, just because Northern Kingdom and Southern Kingdom had a civil war doesn't mean that they're cut off.
right.
No.
Kind. I mean, we're gonna read that later on. I don't know if we're gonna get to it today. We might have to do it two like we usually do. Because this is a big deal.
Mm.
But the fact is, when you read Romans the 11th chapter, right, have God cast away his people? God forbid. He has not cast away anybody. That chapter, Romans the 11th chapter, talks nothing but about Israel. The whole chapter.
But that's the thing. Like, I don't know
Because,
how people skip over those words. It's like, and when you look at Romans, this is a long letter
man,
being written to a people, and you see Israel everywhere. He even says his own nationality in Romans 11. Like,
right.
I'm talking to my people. I'm an Israelite from the tribe of Benjamin. He's saying
It
it.
just it's
Dude, like, this is what
it
I'm
don't,
talking to. I'm not talking to everybody.
bro. Look, I don't want it doesn't make sense. All you gotta do is read the chapter, and you can understand that it's talking about Israel. It's talking about Israel. Who do he wish that could be saved? He said Israel. He didn't say nobody else.
That's the problem with the adversary, the so-called white man. He always sees another corner to turn. He's always had another card to play. He always has another trick up his sleeve.
Fine.
But it ain't gonna go down like that, man. It's not gonna work.
At
You
all. And then our people will just go along with it. It's just we're gonna go and just whatever he say, we're gonna agree with it.
I mean,
We're not gonna read nothing. We're just gonna go along with this, man.
you have to understand. Like, sometimes you have to be in respect of the adversary's ways, because they had 400 years to perfect social engineering,
Mm, mm,
countermanding people's mental state.
mm-hmm.
Even Second Thessalonians, it says what? It said, "Yo, this is not going to fall away until the son of perdition is revealed."
Yep.
Let me read it. It says, "Let no man deceive you by any means, for that day shall not come except there come a falling away first, and the man of sin be revealed, the son of perdition." Now, perdition is what? It was when you get lost. Yeah, you can't get anywhere good. You just lost. And this man, since he came out of the caves, has been lost, eh, just grabbing and grafting in every nationality, but he can't even. He doesn't have his own. So
Mm-hmm.
technically, he's a parasite. He can't. He's a. But he wants
Okay.
you to accept him.
Okay. And the thing about it, we have to understand who we are. I want to
Yes.
read something. I want to read something. They if our people could really understand this right here, this is probably my favorite scripture in the whole Bible right here. And it reads in Deuteronomy 7 and 6 chapter. It says, "For thou art an holy people." Holy means separate. Holy, it means separate.
Mhm.
Let me say that one more time. Holy means separate. When you're holy, you're separate from everybody else. You're removed from everybody else. I got my brother Uriah just brought out not too long ago in Leviticus the 26 or 20 and 26 chapter, right?
Mm-hmm.
He separated us,
Severed us.
severed us.
You take a knife and
from
you cut
other nations,
cut bread. Come on, man.
right? So he says, "For thou art a holy people unto the Lord thy God." Thy God. That means he belongs to us. If it's thy, something that's thy to me, that means it's mine. He's the Lord thy God. The Lord of thy God have chosen thee to be a special people unto himself, unto him. That's separation. He didn't say nobody else. He said to me. This is a people that's separate from all other people and special to me because I created them. So they're special to me. Above everybody, above all people.
No, equal, blood.
They're above all people.
What do Christians say? Equal.
They are above all.
I'm talking about. You know what I'm saying?
Above.
Come on, man.
No matter what you think about them or whatever you see out here in the street, are they killing and murdering? They still my children, and I love them. They're above all people. That's what? That are upon the face of this earth. This earth. They holy, they're separated, they're special to me. Don't listen, man. These are mine. These are mine. When somebody talk like that, that is love, man. That is love.
Man.
And that's separation.
Man, listen.
You can't be grafted into that. You can't be grafted into that right there. That verse right there. You can't graft yourself into that verse.
Okay. Let me just ask, can we read one scripture?
Kind of one.
Because people think that when you say grafted in, right?
Mm-hmm.
When you look at where that word comes from, is from grafting, let's say, a branch onto a tree that is separate breed, separate everything, right? Huh? Now, I got a question. After you read this scripture, I have a question for the audience. Give me Exodus chapter 3, verse 2.
Kind of one. This is the book of Exodus, chapter 3, verse 2. Mm-hmm. And the angel of the Lord appeared unto him in a flame of fire out of the midst of bush. Mm-hmm. And he looked, and behold, the bush burned with fire. Mm-hmm. And the bush was not consumed.
Now, if the Most High wanted other nations to be grafted in, wouldn't parts of that bush be consumed? Since Most High is about inclusion, but it's not being consumed because it's one plant. The Most High is I am that I am.
Ooh,
he is what he is, the truth. There's no deviation from the truth. It's black and white, right? Now that bush did not consume itself. Now, if you graft any branch from any tree to another tree, that branch will consume faster than the rest of that tree because it's not made of the same limbs or the same skeletal structure, right?
Huh?
So then we can understand that the fact that the Most High did not consume or any part of that bush consumed, that means that the Most High only dealing with one people that He created for Himself. Because we can't choose the Most High because He's the only one. He chose us. Out of 18 different nations, I want this nation right there. Wow. I want these people.
Kind of one. That's right. So I got a video
Con.
that I want to get it. I want to get into. Right? Family. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna share my screen. I'm gonna expand this. Right? Now, this brother is going to explain
Mm-hmm.
grafting. Bad. He bad, man. So I want y'all to listen to him and listen to his spirit, man. Just listen to him. Listen to what he's saying. Okay? Hold on, Salaki. So let's start this. Let me know if it's playing on the one you can hear it.
I can hear it.
All right. Got the honey. Putting in this coffee. Look how he's looking.
Uh, this is a little bit
Look at the cup.
Hey everybody, Lab Bomber 73 here. Got some stuff to show you. All right. Let's
Can everybody hear that?
Con.
roll. What the hell noise is that? It sounds like the abominable snowman. Listen, I'm out here in the yard checking out all my trees, and this is what I see. Oh, not me. I see the buds. I've showed you guys this tree. This is the contender peach tree in full bloom and bud. It's in full bloom. Okay?
Listen.
All over the tree now. It's not just 2 or 3 buds anymore. But so is my methylly peach tree. I mean, methylly plum tree. It's not kidding around anymore. It's budding out like crazy. So what that's telling me, here you go, you can see it better. What that's telling me, you guys, is these trees are waking up.
You hear that? He said this tree is waking up. That's the first thing. I want to go to Hosea. Go to Hosea 3 and 5 right quick. I want to run through this video real quick. But whatever you want to bring in out of one, you can. But give me Hosea 3 and 5.
Hosea chapter 3, verse 5. Afterwards shall the children of Israel return and seek the Lord their God and David their king, and shall fear the Lord and his goodness in the latter days.
See? In the latter days, what it says, shall the children of Israel return and seek the Lord their God. They're going to wake up. And that's what you're seeing today. They're budding. They're blossoming. You got to look at this book in a spiritual sense. He's talking about trees. What the Most High referred to us as. Branches, right?
What did you refer Adam as?
There you go.
You refer him as a tree because
as a tree.
His boughs was the most
among the
beautiful
cedars.
boughs.
Yeah. Huh? So look at this spiritually, people. Let's keep going.
So if the tree is waking up, pretty soon we're going to have blooms and we're going to have fruit. That's also telling me that it's almost time for grafting.
See that?
So,
so I love this, man. I'm gonna stop it a couple times in the beginning because he says some deep stuff. You know what I mean? To me, because I'm looking at this video spiritually also, but he's also explaining the grafting part. Okay, so let's give me Ezekiel the 17th chapter. Ezekiel 17, right? Ezekiel 17. And give me the 8th verse. Ezekiel 17 and 8.
Ezekiel chapter 17, verse 8. It was planted and in a good soil by great waters,
Mm-hmm.
that it might bring forth branches and that
Mm.
it might bear fruit, that it might be a goodly vine.
That might be a goodly vine and bring forth what? Fruit.
Fruit.
What did he just say? It's going to bring forth fruit. This tree is going to bring forth fruit. Let me get Isaiah the 37th chapter to back that up. Right? 37 and 31. Isaiah 37:31. You got to look at this book spiritually, people. Because if you don't, hey, I don't know what to tell you.
Isaiah chapter 37, verse 31. And the remnant that is escaped of the house of Judah shall again take root downward and bear fruit upward.
See that? You're gonna the children that who have escaped the mindset, you have escaped the traditions of this world, right? You're gonna what? Bear fruit. That is your job to talking to the people, things like that, and bear fruit. So, you want to add anything? Come in anytime you want to.
Come on.
So I'm gonna advance it a little bit. We're gonna advance it to mark. We're gonna mark it at 16 right here, right? And listen to what he says here. Matter of fact, I'm gonna go back just a little bit, right? And let's listen.
Go all the way up. Can you see that? Okay. We got us a nice Zion. We're gonna practice.
Got us a nice. What did he just say?
I'm gonna come right back. Okay, let's head back.
He said, "What did he just say? What did he just say, man? What did he just say?
We're gonna cut us off a limb to practice with. Go all the way up.
Right?
Can you see that? Yeah. Okay. We got us a nice Zion. We're gonna practice on this.
Come on, man. Come on, man. Come on, man. The man said we got a nice Zion. Come on. You can't tell me there ain't something to that. There's something to that.
Keep going.
Give me Jeremiah 30. You want to say anything? You want to say something?
Go ahead.
Jeremiah 33 and 14.
Jeremiah 30.
He got a nice
and 14.
Zion.
Behold, the days come, saith the Lord, that I will perform that good thing which I have promised unto the house of Israel and to the house of Judah.
Read on.
In those days and at that time will I cause the branch of righteousness to grow up unto David, and he shall execute judgment and righteousness in the land.
That is that branch, man. Right? That's that branch that he's talking about. That's that branch. You gotta look at it like that.
But let's look at it also that once Yahushua come, he's not going to treat them white people like Nelson Mandela treated that white dude. You ain't going to be in the same government. You ain't going to be grafted in, as he's talking about, being able to sit at the table. You ain't sitting at no table.
At all. At all. So I'm going to move it up. Like I said, I'm going to run through this video. If y'all want to look at the video, y'all can. I'm going to run through this video. I'm going to go to... Matter of fact, I got to play this. Hold on, let me play it.
Yes. And I'm going to come right back, okay? Let's head back into this. This is what you need to practice. For the people that's growing trees from seed.
Okay, I'm going to run it up. because he's finna go into something else. I'm gonna go all the way up to 608. I want to go through this video fast. I don't want to be, whatever. Now, watch this.
Okay, see that side right there? How I got that? You want to make sure that's flush and flat. That's kind of hard to do. But you want that as flat as possible. And if you got a flat knife, that'll show you. See that?
Now, let me just say this. He's trimming that branch. Think of that spiritually. Are we not supposed to trim ourselves?
Come.
Layers and layers. Are we not the branch? Come on. Look at that spiritually now. That's a deep, deep thing that we're looking at here. Okay, he's trimming that branch and he's making it perfect. See how he's trying to make it perfect? He said, look, it's not level yet.
A little small gap in there.
He's got a small
I don't
gap.
want that gap. So I'm going to take off even more.
You're going to take off some more. You're going to keep trimming it, taking off some more, taking off more and more of what? That sin. Right? That sin that you was in. You're supposed to trim your ways. Okay? That's what he's showing you.
Okay. We can't see through there no more, right?
Right.
So my knife is solid and flat, and so is that. Okay.
Give me
So
Matthew 25 and 7. We went through this in a class. Me and Lord Yediah. We went through this in the class. Give me Matthew 25 and 7. He's trimming it. Right?
Matthew chapter 25, verse 7.
Mm-hmm.
Then all those virgins arose and trimmed their lamps.
And did what?
And trimmed their lamps.
And trimmed their lamps. That's what he's doing. He's trimming that branch. He's trimming that lamp right there. Because you're a branch. You're a part of the tree. And you're supposed to be trimming your lamp. Right? And making it what? Perfect. Like he had it up against that knife. He said, I still see a gap there. That means all that sin ain't got from you, man. It's a gap still there. See that? Go to Revelation 14 and 1. I'm going to take you back a little bit because we did this class. We did this class before. Revelation 14 and 1.
Revelations 14, verse 1. And I looked, and lo, a lamb stood on the Mount Zion, and with him 144,000, having his father's name written on their foreheads.
See that? Now drop down to 4.
Verse 4. These are they which were not defiled with women, for they are virgins.
So when it says not defiled with women, we know what that means, right? We know what that means. We went through it before. That woman is philosophies, right? Colossians 2 and 8.
Mm-hmm.
That's the women. We're not into all that other stuff, Egyptology and all that craziness. These are the people that stood fast. Read on, King.
These are they which follow the Lamb whithersoever he goeth.
Mm-hmm.
These were redeemed from among men, being the first fruits unto God and to the Lamb.
And to God and to the Lamb. Read 5.
And in their mouth was found no guile, for they are without fault.
They were without fault, blameless.
Before the throne of God.
They were without fault, blameless. Okay? So that's what he's doing here. He's showing you, look, trimming it, make it into what? Something perfect. Because it has to fit into something. And that's what the children of Israel, to be grafted in, we're trimming our ways and to be fit back into what? A nation of people. Right? So let's keep going.
Trick to this is now we hit the other side. Same way.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Now you see what we got? It ain't flat enough though.
It ain't flat enough.
Good wedge, but not flat.
It's gotta be perfect.
Okay. You see that?
No gap.
That's flat.
That's
nice
flat.
and flat.
No gap. Now, we're gonna keep moving along. Right? We're gonna go up to 847. Right? Remember, this is about grafting. But he also is talking something different too spiritually. So
You sit there
hopefully y'all can hear it.
and line those up just right
See that?
and get those in. Both sides don't have to match. Only one good side.
Mm-hmm.
Make sure at least one side matches and you golden. Okay? So don't be worried about the branch ain't big enough or it's not quite working. It don't fit on both sides. Don't worry about that.
Mm-hmm.
Your biggest worry is just to get that one side lined up and see how that side ain't touching nothing. I ain't worried about that side. I'm over here looking at this side that I'm doing. See, that's touching. As long as that's touching inside there like that, just like that.
Judah and
Mended.
Israel.
Huh?
Judah and Israel.
Judah Israel. That's exactly right. That's exactly right, King. You know what I'm saying? Mend it, make sure it's perfect. It's gotta be. Listen, man. That's how deep this goes, man. That's how I think. I think spiritually, man. Like that. I think the book is spiritual. The law is spiritual. When you talk about trees and grafting them in and all that, listen, that's what he's talking about. Putting them together, bringing them back, right? So they can grow again together. So I'm gonna move to, like I said, I'm gonna zoom through this. Zoom, I'm gonna go up to 11 and 43. I got it marked here. It says 11 and 40. Let me start at 38. All right, let's go.
Just to dry out. As a matter of fact, take the tip of that right there and either
Let's
put
go
some
back some because he's talking
do
about what
is
you
just
should do after you put them together. After you put those branches together, what should happen? Now watch this.
see that. You just grafted yourself a new tree. What you want to do is just put this over it. And I didn't used to use these. I just bought these over the winter. So I've never used one of these. So, but it's a lot easier than me. What I used to use is a big old grocery bag, plastic grocery bag from one of these,
Now, you see how he mended both of those together?
Mhm.
And as our brother, Yediah, so eloquently said, Judah, right?
Israel.
Israel. And then he covered it with something. Listen to what I'm saying. Judah, Israel. And then he covered the branch. What do you think that means?
Even if we come together, we still need the laws of the Most High, statutes and commandments, and believe in Yahushua to make it, to be able to stay bound together.
Okay. But
Right.
what is our covering?
The Most High.
There you go. All praises to the Most High.
Most High, bro.
All praises, right? He's the covering. As you see on the video, 2 branches being covered. That's how we got to get covered through what? The Most High. You see how spiritual that is? Come on now. Come on. You got to think. Let's think, people. Let's go. 1 Corinthians 11:1. All right. He's our covering. So let's go all the way up to 11:43. All right, let's see something. I'm gonna go all the way up to 15, right? Let's just end it. 15. We're gonna come up out of here. 15 and we'll start at 38. Right? Let's go.
A brand coming out here, and I did the same thing. Where's you down there? You can't tell that I done that.
Now listen to what
this tall here, and this whole giant branch grew from that cutting.
Mm-hmm.
So
Watch
all of this that goes over here is from that one cutting. So that's special to me.
That branch grew.
Now we got this other one over here. This was one of my first. This is the Gold Delicious apple.
See, he said the Gold Delicious.
That's the Gold Delicious apple. And
apple. Now watch this.
You can still kind of see where I did it. I did this maybe 2 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
See that slight V right there? Couple more years, you won't see nothing. So this V from here straight up, all of this is golden delicious. All of this whole part of the tree. This is half of the tree.
Now you gotta understand, that whole tree is not a golden delicious apple. But watch, because you can't put nothing else on there if it's not another apple. You can't put a peach on there. You can't put this and that on there. All you can put on there is apples. There's many different types of apples. Like our general said, there's many different types of people that Most High have created. Seen it on the video. There's many different types of apples that he's created. That only can be on this tree. You can't put nothing else on this tree. You can't put no prune on this tree. You can't put no lemon on this tree.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? You can't put no peach on this tree. It's not gonna work. Just like Lord Yediah was saying, there's an energy that comes through that tree that makes that tree branch grow, like he was just explaining. You can't do it. You can't graft nothing else to that.
I mean, when you look at it, even if different types of apples are in that tree, it's still from the apple family. But when you mix,
that's what I'm saying.
When you mix peaches and oranges, man, it's an offense under the Most High. Like, what you doing? Like, you're not even in the same category or vegetable with a fruit. Right. Man, that's an abomination of abomination.
It's not the same seed.
No, man, come on.
Didn't the Bible say of its kind?
Yes.
That's what it said. Of its kind. That's why people, when they look at that ark and they say, oh, how did he gather all these different animals and all this stuff that you see today? It said of its kind.
We have to think. Most High made Noah build a boat, bring all the animals 2 by 2. And now you think you could just come and take these animals and mix them together, or take these plants and mix? Like, come on. You're rendering void all the Most High's work. because of
Esau
what you
doing that.
want. That's madness.
Mhm. He feel like he's God today. That's what he feel like. He feel like I'm God. I can do what I want to do because I'm in control. And he knows that the Most High gave him control. So what I got to do? I got to be the devil that I am and do what? And confuse the people here in what? Babel. Here in Babylon. That's my job. My job. He's doing his job well.
Oh, man.
He's
You
doing
got
it well.
400 year practice give you a lot of advantages.
Done. So, and we're just taking hold of it and just not reading the book, not saying that you're not supposed to mingle any seeds. You're not supposed to do any of that. You're supposed to be of the same family. That's it. So listen to the rest of this.
Be right here. Gold delicious.
Well, not the rest.
All of this, what you see is gold delicious.
I'm stop it.
Over there is Granny Smith. All of this is Granny Smith over there.
Mm-hmm.
Now I grafted
Smith is another
onto this graft. I grafted. Where's that? That graft, and I turned around and graft on, and I don't even remember what the rest of this is. Right here, and you can't tell where that is at all. This is Fuji apple. All of this is Fuji
it's
apple.
still an apple.
And onto the Fuji apple piece, I grafted on right here. You can barely see the wedge anymore.
Come on.
See that? That is a red delicious apple.
Not a red.
And I can go on and on and on with this all day long.
See that?
So my point is, you can turn your apple tree into anything you want, any kind of apple you want. You could turn a peach tree. If you bought this peach tree and you've been growing it for years, you finally eat the peach and the peach is terrible. You don't like it, which is rare. Change it by grafting.
Okay.
It's that simple. That tree I could go on all day. I got about, I'm gonna say anywhere from 6 to 10 grafts on that tree because I changed the tree. Here's my Saturn peach tree right here, and I cut this whole thing off because I restructured it. This is that big peach tree that I took all the peaches off last year. I cut it off. Look at that, to restructure it. But I left this here and let this piece grow on the side. That's still Saturn peach, but I'm going to graft onto here that new blood peach.
See that? See?
He's still sticking to the same peach, apple, peach.
Yeah, apple, peach. He ain't changed nothing.
He ain't changed.
He ain't changed a thing. Right?
Innately in his spirit, he knew I'm not gonna mix fruit.
Like he's not gonna mix fruit.
No.
You see that? He knew it. He knew because he probably experienced that he tried to put another source of fruit on a tree and thought it might grow. He don't know. And guess what? It didn't work.
It didn't work.
Now he knows that's not gonna work. But you heard him say it. Apple, peach with peach. That's what happened, right? Huh. You cannot grab nothing on to something else. You just can't. You can't do it.
And as we know, the Most High is thorough. From the plant world all the way to goats and sheep, all the way to people. Even the swine. I mean, though he cheweth the cud. No, though he be cloven footed, he cheweth not the cud. He's unclean. That's it. That's even though he got cloven foot, just like a deer, just like a cow, still that one is unclean.
That was unclean. You shouldn't be eating it.
You should be eating it.
Now, give me Ephesians. I want to go to the second chapter.
Ephesians, second chapter.
Yep. Start at the 5th verse.
Ephesians chapter 2, verse 5. Even when we were dead in sins, hath quickened us together with Yahushua.
Mhm.
By grace ye are saved.
Right. So stop right there. So this chapter here, they try to go to this chapter also to try to prove something that they can be joined together with Israel. Listen, man, this whole book is about Israel.
From jump, it says, but 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 God, no wait, even when we were dead in sins,
Mm-hmm.
who was what is sin? The transgression of the law. Who the law given to? To Israel. It
Israel.
wasn't given to everybody. So you can't be
Right.
dead to sin because you were never alive to begin with.
Exactly. So this is it. Listen, man. It's so many ways. See, we don't even listen. Let me tell you something. I tell people this all the time. We don't need Deuteronomy the 28th chapter to prove that we the children of Israel. We don't just need that. This whole book is about us. This whole book. You can't listen, man. I don't care what nobody say, man. Nobody else going through what these people are going through in this book, and it doesn't pertain to us and what we're going through today. Nobody else. I don't care who you get. You can get any Asian, East Indian, Salakian language, African, whatever you want to get. They're not experiencing the things that we are experiencing. They're not. Deuteronomy 28 is a go-to, right, chapter that we go to explain things. But that's not the only thing we need. Who was put into jails? Who's put into jails?
Snared in holes.
Snared in holes. It doesn't listen, man. You can go to Psalms, the 10th chapter, and it explains how dirty these demons are, looking at watching over who? The ghetto, the slums, and doing what? Arresting people and dogging people and all that. That's only Israel. That's us. That's black people. That's the so-called Native. Listen, man, Native Americans, us, and the Latinos. That's all it's talking about. This whole book is talking about and what they're going through. Hell. This book is about hell right here, man. These people are going through hell in this book, man. And who going through hell today? We are. So read that. I don't want to read. I'm Salaki. You want to say anything?
No, we're good.
Wait, keep reading.
Second Ephesians chapter 2, verse 6.
Mhm.
And hath raised us up together and made us sit together in heavenly places in Yahushua HaMashiach,
Mhm.
that in the ages to come he might show the exceeding riches of his grace in his kindness towards us through Yahushua HaMashiach.
Mhm.
For by grace are ye saved through faith, and that not of yourselves, it is the gift of Yahweh, not of works, lest any man should boast. For
Mhm.
we are in workmanship, created in Yahushua HaMashiach, unto good works, which Yahweh hath before ordained that we should walk in them.
So stop right there. So it says in here, it says, not of works, lest any man should boast. You shouldn't boast because of your works. It's not about works. It's for the election's sake. That's what it says in Romans 9. For the sake of the election, because what he promised, what Yahweh have promised to us is given to us. He's not going to forsake his covenant. It's not of works. It's for what he said, that we are the children. He's not going to cast away his people, man. That's a listen, man. Romans 9 is it goes in. You can't get past that. They want to jump past that.
Man, we could go to Mark 7:24 with the Syrophoenician woman. We could go to John 4:22. I mean,
Yeah,
we could go different places where Yahushua shot women down that wanted to get in.
they want to get in.
And it's not just the women, but those women represented their nation.
Their nation, what do you call them? Dogs.
Yeah, he represented their nation, and he rejected them both.
That should
So
let you
all of
know.
them.
That should let you know. Listen, when you been called a dog, that should let you know that's separation right there. That's separation.
Yeah,
Is that not?
man. Oh yeah, call them a dog. Oh man. And the only reason why he helped her daughter is because she accepted her position.
Mm-hmm.
She acquiesced, saying yes, but the dog eat the master's crumbs. And he said, "Oh, you saved your daughter's life just by saying that, because she understood her position. She's a dog." That's what you are. And we want our women to understand of Israel that according to scripture, they weren't even supposed to have their feet touch the ground, Lord. They were being carried in shall we say palanquins, but to make it a visual, it's like a basket with a roof on top. And you have people just running and they were carrying out women.
Like
having their feet on the floor. Like yo, back in the day, for other nations to see sisters and come out of that basket, it was a blessing just to have the sight to see. You that's why our people fell far, man.
And we want to give that up.
Nah, man.
That's what's crazy. Our people want to give that up.
I'm gonna ask the sisters in the chat. Do y'all want to be carried wherever you want to go? Do you want to put your feet on the ground, or do you want people to carry you everywhere you want to go? People carry you. That's what I want to ask. And I know sisters are gonna say yes. I want to be carried everywhere. Because unless you don't want to be carried everywhere, be treated like you're supposed to be treated, versus all these other nations, and be on a whole other level. I don't see any sister in here in the chat say no. I don't want that.
God, we gotta see yeses, sisters. We gotta see yeses. Somebody say something.
Yeah,
Come on.
I want to see. Oh, sisters want to get carried or they want to walk?
There you go. Sister wanna con. She said some of us, y'all can't even live. We ain't talking about that.
We want to be carried. So we gotta be back on that zone. Yo, but Bukashah, can you read it? Deuteronomy 28:57. Watch. Y'all think that we was just saying that out of the air? No. Go to the scripture, Lord. Deuteronomy 28:57.
God. She said some of them eating pork, man. You can't even lift them up. Sister Wana. Oh my goodness. Okay. This is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28, verse 57.
Con.
And toward her young, one that cometh. Shalakia. That's not it. I don't want.
That's not it. I'm sure. 56 then? Or is it?
Touch the ground.
Yeah.
That's
It's a lot. I'll find it. Yeah, 28.
It's like a 56 kind.
Go ahead.
No, that's not even it either. I'm sorry, Shalawam.
Yes, it is.
Yep, it is.
56.
It is 56. It's like it. Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 56. The tender and delicate woman among you, which would not adventure to set the sole of her foot upon the ground, for delicateness and tenderness, her eye shall be evil toward the husband of her bosom.
See that?
And toward her son and toward her daughter.
See that? Sisters, they weren't supposed to put their feet on the ground. That's why the sisters that go through it with their husbands, and they understand that no other nation could be grafted in. You can't, and they refuse to accept Christianity and what it teaches that people could graft it in based on religion, based on faith. It don't work because if we look at it from a logical standpoint, okay, let's say for argument's sake, right? For argument's sake, they could be saved through religion, but these people do not practice the Passover. They don't practice first fruits. They don't practice Feast of Tabernacles. They don't do the Day of Atonement. They follow other customs, other gods, and other deities, right? And you're gonna think that these people could bring what they want into our world? No, they can't. They can't be grafted in. They just can't.
At all.
You read Babel. Come on, man.
Okay?
All the nations came together and we started to infect each other with our beliefs and our notions, and it didn't work. It just doesn't happen. Most times not gonna allow it.
Okay? Because we are different. We're above that. You know what I'm saying? And we always bring ourselves lower to these people, and we're a royal people. We're above that type of stuff, man. We're supposed to be acting like them stuck up Europeans over there, because we are above all these people on the face of the earth.
I don't know about the monarchy in Europe, but I don't want to be them because
I'm just saying. You know what I'm
bad
saying.
shape, brother. They look bad shape, brother.
You know what I mean. We're supposed
Yeah,
to be
good.
prestige. You know what I'm saying? We're supposed
Yeah.
to be carrying ourselves in a certain manner.
Of course. I just
You
don't
know?
want to look like them. That's all.
God,
I don't want to be them. I don't want to look like them. They all destroyed.
God, I
Like
don't want.
melting underneath the sun.
No,
looking like,
we too beautiful for that, man. Our skin
come
is
on,
too
man.
beautiful, man.
Yeah.
Oh man,
You
but
you've seen Prince Philip, man. What Prince Philip, man? The father of Prince
hey,
Charles, whatever.
it's,
Man,
it's
yo,
a bunch
they,
of
they,
them. It
they
ain't
look
just this,
decrepit out there, man.
man. I mean, the woman he married to. I mean, come on, man.
You
Ain't
ever seen
nobody more beautiful than the women that we have.
you ever seen the movie Nosferatu? The
Who?
old Dracula movies.
Oh yeah,
That's what they look like. They look like they're coming out of a coffin every morning.
man. And he's so red. You see the redness and the blotches and the spots. It's
Oh
that I
man.
think they got cancer in the skin or something like that. It's just it's just terrible. They got these spots all on them, man. They just terrible. Sun
Yo,
has
come on, man.
Mosai. You know what? That's how you really know that these people are not the chosen people. They're not. They got skin cancer.
Even if
The sun hates them. It
yo,
does. I
yo,
mean,
they
looking at
always
them, I be like, man, oh my god, I don't even want to deal
yo.
with you. I don't even
Okay,
want to stand in front of you because you're so ugly.
there's a video I'm gonna one day just remind me. I'm gonna show. It shows you how much the sun affects other nations.
Oh yeah, I think I see now,
It's
especially
a,
Esau.
yeah. It's they show them like alive in color. As
Hmm.
they turn the light off and they show infrared and they
Right,
show you like all the dark spots.
right.
And
It's
it's
like
like
an infrared light or something
yeah.
that
It's like
shows through this
the most I don't love you.
how it damages them. Yeah, I see that. Kind of know why. Yeah, man. Go back to Ephesians. I want to get something out of here. You know what? Let's drop down. No, matter of fact, start at 11. Where we was at?
Ephesians 11.
Hmm. No, Ephesians 2 and 11.
Salah. Salah. Ephesians. Let me see. Ephesians what? Sorry.
Ephesians 2 and 11.
Ephesians 2 verse 11.
Mhm.
Wherefore remember that ye being in time past Gentiles in the flesh, who are called uncircumcision by that which is called circumcision in the flesh made by hands.
See, they did tell you the flesh, right? But it also goes into the flesh with the circumcision. See, they skip over that. They go, oh, the uncircumcised. But then they're going to the circumcision of the flesh. You know what I'm saying? So it's like you become a Gentile because you're going away from what? The law. You're going away from the law. You were carried away into other doctrines and this and that. So you're uncircumcised. But then you become circumcised when you do what? You start following the law again. And you're the children of Israel. Right? It's just, I mean.
But the thing is, these people will say, well, in their mind, they'll say, well, I didn't know the Bible before. I was uncircumcised, but now I am circumcised. But where does circumcision come from in the first place? It comes from the law that was given to Abraham. Abraham was the first one to circumcise himself.
Yep, that's the covenant.
And it's like, okay, then
that's
you go.
How we made the blood covenant, right? Just like our Indian brothers, right? What they do sometimes, because they did this before, they cut their hand and then made a blood covenant. Same thing we did with the Most High. You know?
But what I was trying to say is, just because Abraham did it, and they say, "Oh, we got circumcised, you know the law," and Abraham did it, and he's the father of nations. But if the Most High wanted everybody, why did he make a covenant with the seed of Isaac?
Right.
He chose him to seed after his seed. That means, which means, whatever nation come out of the loins of this man is the people that I want.
Okay.
That's it.
Yep.
The ones before you out of luck. You rolled you didn't roll a 7 with the Most High. And the Most High didn't choose you. You know what I'm saying? He just chose his people. Wow. This people after this man is the people I want. So I know you circumcised from Abraham, but you stop right there.
That's right.
Well, I'm Esau. Okay, you're Esau, but you try to kill us. So you ain't gonna win. Like you
and Ishmael, you know what I'm saying? Ishmael, he blessed Ishmael.
Yeah, come. Ishmael even better is in better position than Esau.
Yeah.
That's a fact.
Game princesses and all that kind of stuff. You know? Oil, all that shit. You know? But the fact is, we were chosen from the beginning. From the beginning, through Adam, we was chosen. Most I knew that this was going to happen. He already had it set up. And people don't understand that they think, he changed his mind. Most I don't change. He don't change. Just like his son said, I don't change. His son told you in Matthew 15, look, man, or Matthew 5, look, I ain't come to destroy the law. I ain't come or the prophets. I ain't did none of that.
And
what I come to do is fulfill what I had to do.
And the scriptures tell us that whoever shall add onto the scriptures, the plagues of Egypt are going to be added onto you. And whoever remove from the scriptures, you equally in problem.
Okay.
So he said he's not coming to destroy the law. He's coming to fulfill the prophecy. That's it. For other people to try to twist what Paul said, to say that everybody's included, that don't work. It don't work. Because who's higher? Yahushua or Paul? Yahushua is higher. And he never contradicted what Yahushua said. From Matthew 18, Matthew chapter 1, scriptures say that Yahushua is going to come to save his people. But people, like the adversary is going to switch it, people that believe. No. If that was the case, then why did Nicodemus and Yahushua speak at night?
Speak.
They were speaking about their people saving at their
Right.
nation.
Why was it like a hidden thing? You know what I mean? Why he didn't bring it out in the open
Yeah.
for everybody to hear? Why was he like, oh, I know what you're talking
It's like they had a full on party
about?
in Matthew 50. They had a party in Matthew 50, invited the poor. Why didn't he invite everybody? Why didn't he invite only Israelites? He didn't invite everybody. When he was talking to me, think of demons, he could have said, hey, yo, you so and so nation, you so and so nation. It concerns you too. Come in. We're gonna talk. We're gonna rap. We're gonna make this work. No, it's only Yahushua and Nicodemus. That's it. That was in the room.
God, that's it.
Come on, man. Like,
So listen, we're gonna go down to let's go to Ephesians. We're gonna end it there. What I want? What should I want? You know what? Keep reading. 12. We're gonna go down to 6 through 16.
now, Ephesians 2, verse 12, that at that time you were without Christ, being aliens from the commonwealth of Israel.
Mhm.
Right there.
God,
Shows us. And strangers from the covenants of promise.
see that verse 12, that's a killer. That's killer right there. Because now you probably thinking in your mind, oh, he's talking about everybody. He's talking about everybody. No, he's not. Brother Yediah just showed you. And it's gonna tell you. It's gonna tell you, right? Who he's talking to. So keep reading.
Having no hope and without God in the world. But now,
Now, hold on. What did you bring out the covenants
yeah,
of promise?
Mhm.
Okay, he said the covenants of promise. Where can we find that at? The covenants of promise. Anybody knows? Anybody knows where we can find the covenants of promise at? Let's go to Romans the 9th chapter. Told you how bad Romans 9 is. Romans 9 is a bad chapter. Let's start at 3. 9 and 3. Right quick. We're gonna go back.
Romans 9, verse 3. For I
Mhm.
wish, for I could wish that myself were cursed for Christ, for my
Mhm.
brethren, my kinsmen, according to the flesh.
According to the flesh, that word flesh is there again. Goodness gracious. Paul has brethren according to the flesh. Read on.
Who are Israelites?
Who are what?
Who are Israelites?
Who are Israelites? He has a brethren that are Israelites. Read on.
To whom pertains the adoption and the glory and the
Uh-huh.
covenants and the giving of the law and the service of God and the promises
And the who?
and the promises.
And he said, and the promises. So didn't we just talk about the promises over here? Let me see. Let's go up here to 12. It says, and without God. Let's on. It's lucky. Ephesians 2. It says here. It says the covenants of promise. And it says over here, read that again. I don't want. Verse 4.
Who are Israelites to whom pertaineth the adoption and the glory and the covenants
And the covenants, right? And read on.
and the giving of the law
Mm-hmm.
and the service of God and the promises.
And the what? And the promise. It says the covenants of promise. Over in Ephesians 12. That's pertaining to who? The Israelites. And if you keep reading down, right, it'll tell you it's talking to Israel. Okay? It says, hold on. Lucky. Go down to just read down to no, go down to 18. 18 down to 9 through 19.
Ephesians chapter 2, verse 18. For through him we both have access by one Spirit unto the Father.
Mhm.
Now therefore ye are no more strangers and foreigners, but fellow citizens with the saints,
With the who?
with the saints,
With the who?
with the saints,
With the saints. Read on.
and of the household of God.
So who's the saints?
Psalms 50 and 5.
Psalms 50 and 5. This is the people that fell off. They fell off from what? The Commonwealth. Okay? They fell off from the Commonwealth, which is what? The laws, statutes, commandments of Israel. That's the Commonwealth. And they fell off from it. So they need to be what? Grafted back in. Romans 11, we didn't get to it. Do you want to get to it next week, I don't want, or
Sure,
you just
we'll get to it next week.
okay? We can get into it next week. All right, it's gonna be a part 2 to this. I knew it probably would have because the grafting in. When you look at a verse goes forever. There's so many things that's included in that one verse that they try to use to justify their means, which is you can't come into this, man. This is a covenant. This is a contract right here, this Bible. You can't come into it. It's only made for one person or one people. And it's the history of the children of Israel. That's it. Nobody else. So you can accept it, believe it or not, I don't care. I don't care what you believe. I know what I understand, and the Most High gave it to me. And that's it. Want to say anything? I don't want. Last thing.
Nah,
La?
nah.
All right.
We get into it a little bit more next week.
Come. We're gonna come from there. Ephesians 2nd chapter. We're gonna move on. We're gonna keep breaking down that grafting. So everybody can't join. So with that, I want to say all praise to the Most High Power, Yahweh, Bahashem, Mashiach, Yahushai, and Shalawam to everybody. Hope everyone have a blessed day, right? Blessed Sabbath, and keep your eye to the sky.
Good.
Love you. Shalawam.
Shalom.